Caleb Martin's rags to riches underdog story has everything from trailer parks to basketball heartbreaks.
Grimes trying to fight through that Martin screen. Butler kicked. Martin drive and slam. On a racket.
To redemption in the playoffs and even an unlikely lifeline from one of the most famous rappers in the world. First, let's see where Caleb got his competitive nature from. Number 8. Caleb Martin's early life. Caleb and his twin brother Cody grew up in the small town of Cooley, North Carolina. Now, we don't blame you guys if you've never heard of it. It only has a population of 960 people. And 2 of those 960 ended up playing in the NBA. Not too shabby. But what was shabby was the 300 square foot single wide trailer where Caleb, his twin brother, his older brother Raheem, and his mom Jenny Bennett lived. Things were so bad that when Caleb opened the sugar jar to make Kool-Aid, a host of ants would start burrowing through the white grains. At one point, all 3 brothers slept on a single bed, and they would rotate shifts so that after 2 nights on the floor, you got a night on the mattress. Caleb's mom, Bennett, worked 3 jobs, which required her to wake up at 2 a.m. and come back home at 3 in the afternoon. Oftentimes, she went to sleep without eating anything because she needed to save food for her boys. She was kicked out of her house when she became pregnant as a teenager, and Caleb's dad wasn't around to help out. Caleb has said that he grew up seeing drug deals and shootings at one apartment complex where they lived. So the circumstances were less than ideal, but the brothers did have one outlet: sports. Number 7. How he started basketball. The Martin brothers were always a creative bunch. When they were younger, they set up an old hoop outside of their trailer. Beside it, they placed a mini trampoline and played slam ball to kill time. But their version of slam ball was a little bit different. Instead of dribbling, you'd run to the hoop and could tackle each other like it was football. The person who could break the tackles and dunk the ball would be the winner. So no wonder Caleb is such a dog in the NBA. He grew up playing rough. They also played a game called Stick War, where instead of dodgeball, you threw sticks at one another and could even kick, push, and trip each other. But their love for basketball blossomed in high school. They attended the Davie County High School and played both football and basketball. Early on, the twins made a promise to one another that they would always play together. The twins had no idea how much potential there was in basketball. They didn't even know you could earn scholarships to play in college. So we bet they were pleasantly surprised when they earned their first offer in sophomore year. The offer came from Wake Forest, an ACC school 120 miles east. However, the two ended up attending North Carolina State University. Number 6. Journey to the NBA. Caleb and his twin brother Cody kept their pact and both attended North Carolina State and helped the university to the NCAA Tournament's Sweet 16. Both of them were pretty productive as Caleb averaged 11.5 points per game with almost 5 rebounds and a steal a game. However, they felt as if the North Carolina State program put a cap on how much they could do offensively. They wanted to play for a more fast-paced system and transferred to Nevada. Coach Eric Musselman considered the Martin twins to be program-changing type of guys and was ecstatic to have them being a part of his team. And Caleb was right in betting on himself as his scoring blossomed from 11.5 points per game to 18.9, along with career highs in shooting percentages. The following year, his scoring went up to 19.2 points per game, along with career highs in steals and blocks, making Caleb an all-around threat on the court. He earned the Mountain West Player of the Year award in 2018 and made first-team All-Mountain West back-to-back years before declaring for the NBA. Number 5. NBA Up and Downs. Now, things have never been easy for Caleb and his twin Cody. Both of them have gotten everything out of the mud and had to withstand plenty of speed bumps and overcome obstacles. Good thing they had a lot of practice in this field because in 2019, Caleb went undrafted. His brother Cody was selected by the Hornets in the second round, so Caleb joined the team's G League affiliate and played really well for them. The Hornets ended up converting Martin's contract into a 2-way contract and later on agreed to a multi-year deal with the Hornets, which was converted to a standard deal. However, because the Hornets roster was stacked with young players, they had to make the tough decision of waiving Caleb and keeping his twin Cody. For the first time in their lives, the twins would play for different teams. This would be a blessing in disguise as Caleb was picked up by the Heat just a month later. After a short stint in the G League once more, necessity called Caleb up, and he exploded. On December 8, 2021 against the Bucks, Caleb scored 28 points and grabbed 8 rebounds in a win. Miami converted his 2-way contract into a standard deal. The Heat are known for their culture and work ethic, and if Caleb has one quality, that is to grind and work hard. So he was a perfect fit for Miami, and it showed in the 2022-2023 playoffs, where Caleb was an instrumental part of Miami's finals run. During that stretch, Caleb was only second to Devin Booker when it came to field goal percentage. His three-point percentage was better than Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, while his VORP rating was tied with Kevin Durant, and his true shooting percentage was the best in the NBA playoffs. He played so well that he was just one vote shy of winning the Eastern Conference MVP award over his teammate Jimmy Butler. So it is safe to say that the Heat got the deal of the century, considering Caleb's contract and the type of production that they got out of him. Number 4, NBA contract. The first contract Caleb signed was 1 year and was worth $893,000. Now that's still a lot of money, especially considering the type of conditions that Caleb and his family grew up in. However, Caleb knew he was worth much more than that, but had to wait a few years to prove it because his next deal was 3 years, $4 million. After that, he signed a 1-year deal with the Heat worth $527,000 before agreeing to a 3-year, $20 million deal. So betting on himself definitely paid off once again, and now that 3-year deal is almost up, which means it was the perfect time to ball out in the playoffs. His next deal should be even more lucrative, and he might need to slide a few dollars to rapper J.Cole for hooking him up with the Miami Heat. Number 3, J.Cole connection. For those who might not know, J.Cole is one of the biggest rappers in the world and is a huge basketball fanatic. And he also happens to be from North Carolina, like Caleb Martin. Cole had a friendship with Miami Heat assistant coach Caron Butler. He even dropped Caron Butler in one of his songs. So when he called Butler to tell him about this kid Caleb and how he just needs an opportunity, Butler listened and backed the idea of giving Caleb a workout with the Heat. And the rest was history. After Caleb's incredible Game 7 performance against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, J.Cole was one of the first people to call Caleb and congratulate him on his success. But that success would have never been possible if it wasn't for Caleb's mother. Number 2, secret behind Martin's success. Early on in his life, Caleb learned a valuable life lesson: the importance of work ethic and making the right sacrifices. He learned that from watching his mom grind, working 3 jobs and skipping out on meals so her sons could eat. This lit a fire for Caleb and his brothers to compete for everything they have in their life. This competitive edge is what set them apart from everyone else around them, and the competitiveness pushed Caleb towards his goal, which wasn't to play in the NBA, but to repay his mom for everything she had done for him and his brothers. Caleb said his motivation was simple: make sure his mom didn't have to work anymore. And it's safe to say that Caleb and his brothers have accomplished that goal. Number 1, his net worth. Caleb is considered the ultimate role player in the NBA. The good thing about being a great role player is that every team needs one, so you'll have a job for a while. But a bad thing can be that you don't get the same type of endorsements and contracts as stars. This is evident in Caleb's career so far. Still, with the contracts he has earned, we would estimate that his net worth is somewhere around the $15 million mark. But that could easily double with his next lucrative deal, which he has earned with his incredible play in the playoffs. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. With that being said, you just watched us break down Caleb Martin's underdog story and lifestyle. We'll see you next time.